What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to walk you through a short tutorial on how to add captions using Headliner app. Headliner is a wonderful tool to quickly and almost perfectly add captions to your videos. And this is great because recent studies have shown that over 80% of consumers actually consume content in mute. This could be for a variety of reasons, whether they are in a work environment, they're multitasking, or I don't know, whatever it is. The thing is that adding captions to your video not only makes it easier to view for consumers, in the end, it overall makes it more accessible to include those who might be hearing impaired. One of the ways that I use Headliner is to add captions to short clips that I take from my podcast and then turn those into Instagram Reels videos. So let's go ahead and dive in and take a look inside Headliner. All right, so we are inside the Headliner app and this is your dashboard. So the first thing that you'll notice is that you have a couple of options here. One is to add your podcast or connect your podcast to YouTube. And this is in an effort for these various platforms that work with audio files to create or generate a video equivalent file to just increase your reach. And this really just goes to show, or as an evidence, that video is important, and adding captions is really going to help elevate the reach that you can get with your videos because you're making it more accessible. We're not going to go into this specifically. This here to create audiograms is also connected to the fact of if you have a podcast, you can connect it and automatically create audiograms for your podcast, which you can then turn into Instagram Reels. But let's say you have a video that you've created and you want to add captions to this. I do this with my podcast. So let me just walk you through a quick demo with a video that I created recently. So the first thing that you'll do is make sure that you have your video accessible. So I am going to click on caption a video. And then it gives you three options for the format. This is your traditional horizontal video. This is your traditional Instagram square format video. And then this is your Instagram stories, TikTok, YouTube shorts, your 16:9 video format, your longer video format. So I'm going to pick this one because I want to make an Instagram reel. So click next, and then here you will upload your video. So I'm going to select this one, which is in English. So now that the transcription has been made, I'm going to customize it a little bit. So let me just walk you through these other two tabs here. So the media tab will allow you to add a different additional content, whether that is a photo or an additional video that you can edit here. So you can edit in this platform. However, it's a little clunky, I find it. So what I recommend is just for you to import the videos as you would like to have them in terms of the length and everything else. So really the way that I've used this platform is by already having the final edited video, and then I'm just importing them into Headliner just to add the captions. I'm not doing any other video editing specifically. So that's just to point that out here in the media section. Then the style tab has a couple of options. So you've got background color, progress animation, and add a watermark. Now, the thing is, if you want to add a background color, this is really if you are starting or creating a video from scratch, and then maybe you're importing the audio. Let's say you have a podcast and you're importing it here and you're creating a custom video. Headliner does create automated audiograms. If maybe you want to do a custom video and you want to add some background colors, then this is an option to do that. What I find is that it's a little hard to go back to revert to the original version, although there is a revert project option here. And as I was doing this video, I needed to restart the project again because it is a little clunky, like I mentioned. So the simpler actions, the better. Still, the application, I think, is very well worth it. So that's just to use background color if you're creating something from scratch. And then progress animation, this would show you a slider at the very bottom. So let's see if you want to add, I typically don't add it, but if you want to, you can just select here a bar, let's say, and then it will show you at the bottom. You can select the width. And then you can have the color changing, the selection of colors. So for example, let's say do transparent, and then let's change this one here, yellow, and then save. So you see it there at the bottom. Hey there, I'm using this video. Worth mentioning, if you haven't noticed, when you select colors, you can have custom colors here. So I've already preloaded one of my brand colors in this time. So you have the option of adding a timer or not. And once you're done with that selection, click save. And then I'm going to go back to transcript. And then I'm going to click on text styles and animation. So here you are able to see the text. You won't see your image, the preview, but you're kind of guessing it. So what I'll do is I typically try to have it somewhere within the rectangular version of, or the portrait format that Instagram is now pushing for static images. So somewhere along the lines here, so that if you're adding it on Instagram Reels or TikToks or anything like that, you don't have any of the platform's text here, making it difficult to read your actual caption. So I like to put it somewhere here. You have the option of selecting different styles here. What I like to typically do is I just leave it by default, and I go to custom. I select my font, which is Montserrat, and then I select my color depending on what I'm doing. You can select a background color, let's say this one, and it will show you the preview. There is also a highlight. I typically don't add a highlight. If you want to remove it, just move the slider here and it will remove the highlight. You can position or change the font style, position the alignment of the text, whether it's left or center or right. So this is really your customization, your preference. And then you've got animation. So you have the option that's like a karaoke, and it gives you a preview here. I like this portion. And then what I do is I simply change the colors if I was going to do that. So that's an option. But since I'm using a background color here, it won't work because it's just going to blend in. All right. So I'm going to hit off here, and then I'm going to go back to custom, making sure that I have the correct color for my font so that it can actually be read, and then press save. As an example to show you how to quickly and easily create captions using Headliner. So let's take a look at how it does in recognizing. All right. So if you want to resize it and repurpose it for a different type of platform, you can do that here. And then once you're done, you click export. And then it's going to prop open this other window here. And then you're going to select the frame rate, video quality, resolution. So this one, I'm going to leave it at, I usually typically just leave it at 24. You can change it to 25 or 30. So like if you're doing any sort of web videos, typically the frame rate is 30. And then video quality, I like to leave it high. And then video size, I like to do the fullest resolution because I want my videos to look good. And then export my video. It takes a couple of minutes, and then you download, and that is it. Okay, so after a couple of minutes of waiting for the transcription and everything to export, you now have your download made available. Just click that here button, and then it's going to open another window where you can either share it to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or just download the video and then you upload directly to whichever platform. So that is it. I hope you found today's tutorial helpful. Be sure to click subscribe so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, and check out this other tutorial where I walk you through my favorite podcast platform, Riverside. See you next time.